Hey everybody, how are you doing today? It's me, Andrew. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourselves today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static, electricity. Send me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. And today I'm going to talk a little bit on the rise of organic foods throughout America, and not only America but even the world. Okay, even though the world has been very much organic since it was created, okay, because the creation of the earth was very much an organic process, um anyway, let's just talk a little bit on the rise of organics. All right, so this is no coincidence that people are starting to collectively go vegan. Not only are they collectively going plant-based, but they are starting to also realize that a lot of the foods, especially the conventionally grown supermarket foods, are genetically modified objects or organisms. Okay, that's where most people get very distraught about this, because the actuality is that genetic modification is a very, very, very powerful process. It is a very powerful biotechnology and a science, okay? Due to the fact that genetics is what decides our expression and our form, meaning our genetic coding is what decides the color of my eyes, is what decides the color of my skin, the shape of my head, the body that I have is completely decided by genetics and the coding and the information, of course. Not only is my body decided by this, but my mental body, or my mind, and my thoughts are literally decided by genetic coding and information as well. Now, keep that in mind. That is what genetics are all about, or is all about, okay? When somebody holds the potential and ability to modify the genetic level, this coding, this genetic coding, this genetic information, they actually hold the potential to further decide your expression and your form, meaning they can literally make us into completely different people after so long of eating genetically modified foods. But it is a very, very fine-tuned process. You might be wondering or saying to yourself, well, I eat grocery store foods all the time, and if they're genetically modified, then how come I don't look any different from how I looked when I was a child, Well, the truth is that it is a very finely tuned process, for one, very complex, for two, biotechnologically, and for three, you do look completely different from when you were a child. You just don't know it, because most people are unaware of it, because that's how they want you, and they are deciding your expression with these GMOs to begin with. So they aren't going to do things like make your eyes blue, or even turn you completely purple black with these genetically modified foods, because the whole point is that they want it to be very discreet. They don't want you to know what they're doing to us with the genetically modified foods. So once again, it is a discreet process. They don't want you to know, so they don't they won't genetically modify the foods to where they are actually mutating you in a very, very extreme way, to where you're literally growing scales in certain areas of your skin, or even blue eyes, or even being able to use your third eyelids, the innate eyelids that were basically not being utilized anymore, was what everybody thinks. I believe that fourth dimensionally, the third eyelid actually is used horizontally and vertically, and it is equivalent to like a 750 nanometer capability, okay? Retina or whatever. But either way, genetically modified objects or organisms are being pumped out in collective all throughout America, and have been since at least the 1900s and even further beyond. Now, the rise of organics is basically coming to the stage due to the fact that there is a global awakening, which I have done videos on this in the past. The global awakening is the awakening of the entire globe, or the entire earth, to the fact that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, that we are eternal in nature, that we are literally immortal, or just energy. Albert Einstein has proved this, along with many ancient great sages, mystics, masters, gurus, and prophets, okay? A lot of people have talked about being energy, and that's what we truly are. We are literally just light. We are literally eternal in nature, and we are literally just a fluctuation that is continuous throughout the eternal canvas of consciousness. Okay, so GMOs basically control a large part of who we are. Basically, once again, there is a large rise in organics, and this is being pumped out through the media, which once again is also owned by two asset management corporations, or two asset management organizations, who further decide what gets watched by billions and billions of people. So only two asset management corporations own all of the media. Everything you have ever seen in your entire life has been decided by those two corporations, and it is BlackRock, and it is also Vanguard. These two asset management corporations or organizations, once again, are just controlling about 1 billion to 10 billion people with media, and this further is connecting with the genetically modified foods, and not only the foods, but the rise of organics as well, because the organic rise is literally just part of their next agenda, okay? But we are not here for that yet. We are here to talk on the organic rise itself. Now, the rise of organic foods is being pumped out through the media or the news, and this is basically how we can say that it is all a part of their next agenda to keep humanity enslaved even further. Now, organics could be genetically modified organisms as well, or they can actually be cleaned from such genetic engineering. However, what I am here to talk about as of now is the rise itself. Now, there is a rise of being plant-based. There is a rise of waking up spiritually with this plant-based diet, because we are actually herbivores in nature, and anything unsuitable to our body will actually bring us down spiritually, and will keep us out of the attunement to the laws of the universe, okay? And basically, if you were to go plant-based, you would actually naturally become more spiritual in nature, because that is what eating suitably to your body is all about. But there is the problem of GMOs, which further brings you to a lower state, because they have the power to control your information genetically, and this will further bring you down to those states of mutation that they decide. Now, the rise of organics is taking place collectively, okay? And this is all connected with the Great Reset, the Davos Agenda, World Economic Forum, whoever it may be. And also, not only is it connected with the Great Reset, it is also connected with the Great Awakening. It is like the cosmic reset, okay? Not just on Earth, but throughout the solar system and the universe. Now, once again, throughout this time, there is this global awakening. There is this coming into our spiritual nature, the third dimension, which is the physical body, into the fifth dimension, which is the bodiless consciousness, pure unconditional love, and the origin dimension of love and creativity. And the fourth dimension, of course, would be the mind, which phones are actually tools of mediating a usage or connection of the fourth dimension. Okay, so phones are fourth dimensional, which is why they allow us to communicate instantaneously over any distance, which is a fourth dimensional ability or power. Okay, now once again, the rise of organics. There is going to be a great rise in organics. There is going to be great uprise. There's going to be great exodus as well with all of this going on. But the rise of organics is what I'm here to talk about, and it is literally going to be very, very great for humanity, okay, in a slow way, because the fact is that once we start eating more organic, once we start eating what has been grown from the soil instead of what has been cloned and grown from a lab, we are going to become more connected with the earth itself, and then we are going to become more natural in nature, and then we are going to resort naturally to being more of the earth's people. And then when we start to do this, we will literally be able to sustain and preserve the earth, and then Mother Earth will literally provide back, and then she will be able to bring herself out of such pandemic, illness, imbalance, disease, and lower vibration. And then once she can do that, we will literally ascend to the higher dimensions, and everybody will prosper. And then we will all know what it is like to be in communion with the Great Spirit, or God, or the universe, or just consciousness and spirituality. And that is literally the story of being eternal or at one with God. You know, the inner kingdom, the eternal life that Jesus talks about is us coming back into source, or literally our eternal nature, because we literally are eternal. We are light, we are energy, and that is what eternal life is in the Bible. What Jesus and his disciples talk about of eternal life is being eternal, becoming integrated to a life revolving around living within our eternal existence and nature. Okay, that is the truth, and that is what the rise of organics can slowly bring, if they are organic. Remember how this matrix is. Society and this collective is very much off-putting sometimes, you know, with what they do. But I thank you guys for watching. That's a little bit on the rise of organics throughout the collective and where it is all going. And I summarized it all up a little bit for you, made it very enjoyable, got out a little bit into nature. I'm not in a very suitable environment, but support the channel. Once again, Great Days is on the rise, and it will become a great success. Those are the words of truth, okay? And join the community once again if you are wanting to prosper with me every single day and help me grow. Remember to click down in the description below and take a tour of the online shop and maybe pick yourself something up nice. Also check out the music channel and expand upon that for me. I will be dropping great music, but as of now I do need new equipment to get that going. But make sure to support what I got, most definitely, for now. Also, strengthen up your ethereal body. Most definitely it's the first layer of the aura, one of the first layers of the aura, or it is the spatial body, okay? And it needs to be realized and strengthened throughout this collective rise in consciousness. I do love you guys. Make sure to subscribe and help me reach 100 subs once again. And that's pretty much it for today, guys. Peace out. One love. Shout out Bob Marley. Raise your vibe. Get out into nature and love yourselves and spread that positivity to another person. Thank you and have a great day. Peace out.